So now it's time for part 2 of my iPhone 3G review, and this is more of the positives now. And just again, this is the iPhone 3G and everything that comes with it. So I talk about the network, I talk about the software, and I talk about the hardware. And first, excuse me, one of the hardware improvements that was made was, first of all, a 3.5 millimeter non-recessed, like the original one was recessed. This one is non-recessed headphone jack. So you can use pretty much any regular headphones. So I have a clump of wires here, and both work. One came with my 5th generation iPod video, which is not recessed, obviously, and one is the little headphones with the little headset thing that came with the iPhone. So both work perfectly fine thanks to the non-recessed head jack. Also, I guess I'll do a quick overview of the phone. Here's the plastic back, which I'm going to talk about soon. For $199 you can get the 8 GB version, which only comes in black, or for $299 you can get the 16 GB version, which comes in black or white. And I've already said I wish the black was the premium color as opposed to the white, but some people didn't like that. I guess I don't know why. Um, but it's also $399 or $499 if you're with AT&T and you want an early upgrade and you're not currently eligible. It was the $199 and $299 prices if you were getting a new contract or an existing customer that was eligible for an upgrade, or a new customer to AT&T. And also, if you don't want any contract, not yet available but will be soon, $599 or $699, and you will be able to get the same choices of colors and sizes but no contract. Here's an Apple logo. Apparently that's the most scratch prone part of the entire device. The same eyesight camera that was in the original one, and I'm pretty sure the same one that's right there watching me. Hello there. Like I said, this is the 16 gig version. On the bottom here you have your pin adapter, so you can plug it in and charge it or connect to your computer. You also have a microphone and a speakerphone, and the audio overall is very much improved just from when I'm talking on the phone like this, or particularly the speakerphone. It's much louder and it's much crisper. Maybe that's because when I'm talking on the phone it's over 3G usually. Sometimes it's over Edge and it's still great. So I think Apple really did improve the audio. And on the front here, here's your home button. Here's some aluminum keys. Here's the power rocker. I mean, not the power, the volume. Here's a little button that you can switch from. If you slide it all the way back, it's sort of in silent mode, and if you put it to the front, it's in regular mode. And like I said, here's the power button, and in the middle is where your SIM card is, and there's a little hole where you can pop the SIM card out with the SIM removal tool that everyone got. And here's just the main button right there. I mentioned 3G radio in my negative video where there was poor reception, but overall it is a positive thing to have 3G. The network, like I've already mentioned multiple times, is pretty fast, but when 3G is working, browsing the web is so much faster than Edge, sometimes 2 to 3 times faster, and it is significant. It's not necessarily as fast as Wi-Fi is, but it really is fast, particularly in a mobile platform. And for 3G, it's using HSDPA, so I believe, if I remember correctly, that can be used at up to 7.2 megabytes per second. I believe that's the fastest they can get it right now. So that's obviously not what AT&T is pumping out to the iPhone, but that's just saying if you're a little bit skeptical about and what 3G is just the 3rd generation of data networking, wireless data networking. If you've heard a lot about 4G or WiMAX, still buy this phone. It's using 3G, and 4G is not right around the corner. It's going to be a few years. So pretty much in all likelihood, before 4G is widely available, you'll already be out of contract for this phone. So don't worry about it. And HSDPA, which is what this is using, there's room for improvement. So speeds can only get better and coverage can only get better. Next, GPS. Now, first of all, the technology in this phone is a GPS, and if you don't know what that means, it's assisted GPS. Now, before I explain assisted, it assists the GPS chip, and there is a GPS chip in here, but what AGPS does is it pretty much uses the technology that Apple used before there was a GPS chip to locate your position. So it uses some Wi-Fi hotspots and cell towers to give you your position as specific as it can. And this is really used when you're inside of a building and you don't have a direct line of sight, or there's stuff impairing the signal from going up to the satellite. And it doesn't work that well. I've noticed that if I'm in the mall or sometimes in my house or in a car, it won't find my position. But usually when I'm just walking around, if I press the button, it'll find my position fine, and there's no problems with that. Like I mentioned, they did a plastic back, and the plastic back, it is fingerprint prone, but it allows for better and clearer reception. And although it doesn't seem that way with the poor 3G reception I'm getting, usually it's about 1 or 2 bars. Um, I really notice it with Wi-Fi. I've noticed that I have a much larger circle around my house connecting to my Wi-Fi hotspot, because one time, yes, I was bored that day. I took out my laptop and I walked around the perimeter of my Wi-Fi connection, and I could pretty much get all my backyard and up to my mailbox. Let's just say sometimes I connect to my Wi-Fi all the way at the end of my cul-de-sac, all the way at the end of my street. So um, the plastic back really just helped. And that was an aluminum MacBook Pro, by the way, which is the same back as the old iPhone. So maybe there was a reason why they switched to the plastic back. And okay, so I really wanted to give you guys a way that you could really check out the speed increases of this new iPhone 3G to see for yourself if it's worth it, particularly if you already have an iPhone. So now I'm not going to run the test for you right now because that would take too long and I don't want to go over my 10 minutes, but here is 3G right where I'm sitting, taken a few minutes before I made this video. It's a little bit hard to see, but this is 3G. I'm not trying to cheat you. Hold on, let me see if I can turn off this light if it makes it any better. Not really at all. So that was kind of stupid, but 438.3 kilobits per second. That is 3G right where I'm sitting, and I had 2 bars at that point. Now if I slide over to the next picture, 4 bars with Edge, and I got 205.9 kilobits per second. Not bad. That's actually pretty fast for Edge, but you know, whatever. Now, in the same position, I reconnected 3G and I put on Wi-Fi, but if you're connected to Wi-Fi, it'll use Wi-Fi, and those are the speeds I got for Wi-Fi, 1,251.1 kilobits per second. So, like I said, 3G is much faster. It's about 2 to 3 times faster than Edge. Obviously, you can see that. It's about double the speed of my speed test. And it's close. It's quick browsing, but again, it's not exactly as fast as Wi-Fi, but it is broadband speeds, you could say, and it is fast, so no problems there. Um, I could talk about the App Store, but you've already seen me talk about the App Store. The App Store is a great thing. It basically takes all the positives of jailbreaking your phone, besides being able to bring it to another place, another service provider, and it puts that in your phone. I would like to see a few more free apps, but a lot of the games are paid apps. But it's all up to you. If you think paying $10 for Super Monkey Ball is too much, then that's your problem. I think it's a fine price to pay. I haven't paid it yet myself, but it's better than a lot of video games I've played, and for $10, it's a steal. But some people don't think $10 is worth it. Some people would rather jailbreak their phone and get games for free, which are probably stolen games that are under copyright, but I'm not going to talk about that. Overall, like if you wanna see that, I'll have a link to my initial impressions, my impressions of the App Store, this 2.0 software. But overall, the iPhone 3G is a great cell phone if you want 3G reception. If you do a lot of browsing and you have a current iPhone and you have 3G in your area, check, because it's not likely that there is. It's not, half the country does not have it. Some states don't have any deployment at all. So if you have 3G and you do a lot of web browsing and it's in your area, then check out the 3G iPhone. If you have an old iPhone and speeds isn't very important to you, you don't do a lot of web browsing, or you just are always connected to Wi-Fi hotspot, then you don't need 3G. So stay with your current iPhone. But other than that, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't, and check out my Twitter, twitter.com/blue42richman, my blog at michaelsherlock.com, and also check out the first part of my iPhone review, which is talking about the negatives.